Good morning, everyone. It's official. We're live, Frank.
Hello, everyone.
Little bit of ukulele. How are you all doing?
What a lovely morning.
We have. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through some slides. We're just going to try and get, this is our first session we're doing on motivating on a Monday. So Frank and I thought we'd go through some slides and we would just not loads of slides, but just to try and get you give you a little bit of a boost on a Monday morning. So what are we going to do today, Frank? What sort of things did you have on your mind?
So I actually wanted to talk about some of the core things that we have in our possession that we can do for ourselves to boost our well-being. So the things I want to talk about is sleep, how we can enjoy ourselves, eat well, rehydrate, and connect with others, basically.
Brilliant. So what? Yeah, those are the 5 things that we wanted to cover and just get people to feel a bit motivated. My colleague Nabil is in the background. Nabil, would you mind just sharing that green screen for us? That'd be great, so people can see what we're going to do today. And I know we've got a few of our friends on the call today. So so sleep. These are the 5 things that we're going to talk about. Sleep, doing something you enjoy. We thought these were the things that kickstart your week. Eat well, rehydrate, and connect with others. Brilliant. So let's talk about sleep, Frank.
Yes, so sleep. The first thing to say about sleep is that there are some disorders. I want to just make that out, get that out there. There are some disorders like insomnia and sleep apnea, and if people have problems with those, they should go see their GP. But in the main, sleep. Why do we sleep? I'm just going
to ask you, can you just sit a little bit further back from your microphone? It's a little bit crackly. Just sit a little bit further back. That would be great. And thanks so much to John, who says he's looking forward to it, and Dominic Nee. That's brilliant. Thanks for your comments, guys. So sorry, do carry on there, Frank.
Yeah, so I wanted to just talk briefly about some sleep and then give some tips about how we can improve our sleep. How's my mic, by the way? Is it sounding better?
Still a little bit crackly, so maybe move back a little bit further if you wouldn't mind.
You want me to roll off the cliff or something, do you? I can't go back any further, I think. I'm going to hit the wall. So I'll try and speak clearly. So sleep, we seem to regulate our sleep in much the same way as we regulate eating, drinking, and breathing. So it suggests that sleep deserves to have a crucial role in our health and well-being. So I want to give some tips on how we can improve our sleep. So one of my first tips is to try to maintain regular hours. So you go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time. Try to get at least about 6 to 9 hours of sleep, which will be good. If you're having trouble getting to sleep, going off to sleep, then you can try something like some relaxation recordings. There's lots of them on YouTube you can find. But you might want to prepare for sleep. So you having a warm bath just before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Or writing down your to-do list. Trying to get some of the things that are buzzing around in your head, write them down. That's a good exercise. And avoid having electrical equipment and devices in the bedroom.
Yeah,
that's another good one. If you want some tips on sleep hygiene, I would visit the NHS website. There's lots of good information about sleep. I see sleep as like a superpower, really. We feel more alert, more energetic, more happier, and we're better able to function after a good night's sleep. So there's nothing on the market at the moment that I'm aware of that you can have sleep in go to have a good night's sleep and immediately the following day you feel like a new person. So sleep is vitally important to your well-being and just getting yourself ready for the stresses of the week. I have a question for you, Alison.
Yeah.
What do you call a sleepy woodcutter?
I don't know. This sounds like a joke you might ask me, at 11 o'clock in the pub, Frank, not on a Monday morning motivation.
Well, I just wanted to slip this one in. You call it a slumberjack?
Ah, very good. Ba-bum.
Perhaps we should move on to the next subject.
Yeah. Well, I'm delighted to say your microphone seems to have worked itself out, so that's good. We love these live things. They do give us a little bit of stress to kickstart our week. So, Frank, on here, Ralph Nelson Tucker, very welcome to you, Ralph. Lovely to know that you're out there and somebody's watching us. So we've got. He says he finds hypnosis really useful.
Yes, I have I've got a diploma in hypnotherapy actually, but one of the things I do is I use mindfulness, and if I'm struggling to go to sleep, I just focus on my breathing, and before long I'm fast asleep. So any of those types of techniques will help you. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to pick up on that a regular time. I must say, so since I started with the old iPhone, and I can put you can put your phone onto a sleep mode between so and so time, and then your screen shows darker or whatever. I actually find that really useful, and I must say, probably since lockdown, I've been much better at going to bed earlier. But I slightly irritate myself because at the weekends, I do now wake up earlier too. We have a very silly habit of leaving our curtains open, which actually means that in the morning, we're really lucky we've got a bit of a field there that we can see. Well, not from being in the bed, but it just means that then there's light out there, and I've got to stop that. And the other thing about broken sleep is my husband has, I've had to stop him. We've got one of these sensor things that says if something's in our garden, and that was driving me twisted because that was pinging in the middle of the night. So I think just little tricks that we can do. Hi, Donald Johnson. Thanks so much for being on there and commenting. That's fantastic. So I think it's nice. So please put some likes and shares and ticks down in the box for us. I think sleep is really important, but we do underrate it, if is that a word? Underrating?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's one of those things that it seems to be especially for busy people. They seem to think that they've got to get everything done and then they can have some sleep. But it's actually the other way around. Sleep will allow you to concentrate better, give you more clarity in the things that you do. So you'll be able to become more productive. If you have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if this is us. You know, I certainly know I live with a teenager. You know, and she's got to be given a foghorn in the morning to wake her up. It's pretty difficult to do that. So, what was our next thing that we wanted to highlight to people today, Frank?
So, do something that you enjoy. And so, what I wanted to talk about here is the fact that humans are not really designed to do modern work, you know, to sit around in offices or for long hours. We're really designed to move. And the tips that I've got here is not about follow your passion. It's more about finding some exercise that you like doing, such as yoga, sports, walking. Walking is a fantastic way of exercise because you can integrate it into your daily lives. But the fact is, Alison, that increased movement or activity decreases the symptoms of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and improves mental focus and clarity.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It is time to move, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think doing something you like, you know, that's different for everyone. Obviously, if people are less able, walking, we make an assumption, you know, without giving too much away. Obviously, my husband's not actually physically that well. So there was a long time, I mean, walking is more comfortable for him, but walking isn't for everybody. So I think we need to just remember. So we put singing there, and that little photo of the lady here, you know, she's singing. That's not only because I just love the sound of my own voice, although I do.
No, I mean, I wasn't talking necessarily about following your passion, but passion does allow you to overcome a lot of obstacles. So if you are passionate about, let's say, walking, yoga, or sports, then it will always help. There's lots of things that we can do. I guess the point here is that you know, we are designed to move as human beings.
Yeah.
So you know, the chimpanzee and the bonobo are the human's closest relatives, and if you watch them, they're constantly on the move.
What's a bonobo? A bonobo? What's a bonobo?
It's like a monkey. It's from the. It's not a monkey, but it's from that family.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for those who. I mean, you hear it here first. You know, it's David Attenborough with Frank Gentles today. So we've got.
Yeah, I'm bringing lots of different reasons for moving and keeping active and just stretching. Yes, I mean stretching is good.
Yeah,
I've seen a report where just bending over and touching your toes, just bending over, stretching is really good for us.
Yeah, getting the blood flowing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thanks for those on that. We've got just looking over in the comments. Fantastic to have so many of our friends on the call today. So we've got Donald, as I said, David. Welcome to David. Emily, thank you. Who says good morning to everyone. Ralph, that's so nice. So this is great because it's our first live stream that we've done where we've actually got, you know, some comments and got some real vibe going. So please do press like and share and comment, and because that really it helps us, doesn't it, Frank?
It really does. I mean, because there's lots of different dimensions to talk about things as well, because people are picking up different ideas, which is great.
Yeah. So David said, just going back to the sleep bit, David said not to eat too late. So I think we wanted to talk about eating, but that can also be a bit of a bad cycle when you think, well, you're just going to watch a bit. I don't know did you watch the football, Frank?
Yeah, absolutely, I did. Yeah, I did. I was jumping up and down.
Yeah. But the thing is, you have a night like that. If we have a night like that on a Tuesday night, we're going to eat late. We're going to have a few beers. We're going to feel a bit sluggish. Definitely. Well, I hope we do have. I hope we do have a bit of a hangover on Wednesday morning. I hope we've got something that's really good to shout about. But David says, not eating too late really helps him, and that can be again, just sit down, have a couple of biscuits, and some crisps and watch the TV. That's a bit of a cheeky habit to get into, isn't it?
It is, and I guess the key here is the key word here is habit. It's things that we're doing unconsciously and not thinking about it. I think what we're trying to do here is bring attention to the fact that if you move around, if you eat well, then you're going to feel a lot better. It's going to boost your immune system. It's going to raise your well-being. Increase your well-being. So yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just found this very clever way that we can put up our comments. Look, see what happens when you put your glasses on. It's really amazing. Wow. Look, you have the comments up from people there. I'm not entirely sure what Forza Italia, John Delamy. Maybe John, you can tell me what on earth you mean by that. But we actually want to talk about food next as well, don't we? It was one of our 5 things today.
Yes, eating well. So here we have to be conscious of the fact that diet and nutrition affect virtually all aspects of our health. And basically, if you haven't got health, you haven't got anything really, Alison. And so, so focusing on what it is we're eating and how we're eating, when we're eating, the amount that we're eating is going to bring attention to the fact that we can control these things. It's not just an automatic thing. So I've recently done intermittent fasting. So I've done it. One of the method I use is to have one meal a day, and I would have that meal between 6:30 and 9 o'clock. The other thing I added into that
in the morning or the evening.
In the evening, so I would only have an evening meal. Yeah, and I cut down on the carbs, and I lost over 2 stones in less than 2 months. But this is not for everybody, and if you're going to do anything like this, you should consult your GP. But the tips I have around here is to include nutrients in your diets like calcium, zinc, magnesium, and vitamins A, C, D, and E. And the reason for that is because your white blood cells are a key player to your immune system, and it needs these vitamins to function. So I'm not actually saying here that we should go around the supermarket like some people do and check all the labels and all that sort of stuff. You can do that. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm saying is that we should include wholesome, natural ingredients in our diet, and just have natural foods, and not rely so heavily on heavily produced meals. You know, these meals that you can buy.
Ready meals.
Yes, ready meals.
So have you gone down the vegetarian route? I mean, don't worry, we're not going to be vegan bashers, or we're certainly not here trying to tell anyone how to live their lives. Gosh, you know, that's not what we're at. But you know, have you considered that, Frank? Is that thing something for you?
No, I love meat so much, and the way I was doing my diet was basically to have just the one meal a day, but to eat whatever I wanted to eat at that time. I ate wholesome foods, but I didn't beat myself up if I wanted to have a cake or whatever every now and again.
Yeah. We're trying to be reducers, meat and fish reducers. We've watched Seaspiracy on old Netflix, and I like meat and fish and stuff. So I think it's very hard to cut it out. But you know, depends what your deal is and what your motivation is. We're certainly not here. We're just trying to give you a couple of tips to get you motivated for the week. That's all we wanted to do. So we're not going to be on the call too long. But some great comments coming in. So as Ralph said, vitamin D as well. We're not going out as much as we used to. We miss the sunlight. Yeah,
absolutely. Yes. One of the things about vitamin D is I have mushrooms in my diet.
Right. And, what magic ones?
No, not magic mushrooms. But they are kind of magic because hey, listen to this. If you've got mushrooms that you've bought from the supermarket in a tub, and you put them out in the sunlight, it increases the amount of vitamin D that you in your intake. Did you know that?
There you go.
They are magic.
Yes, and Donald says it's harder to remember to keep moving when you're working from home. You know, standing up, that definitely helps. Emily says she's been a pescatarian for 9 years now. Personally, I've found it better for my body. I think it's about what each individual needs. I think you're right, Emily. You know, if that's something that's sustainable for you and the family or the living situation that works for you, then fantastic. I think I'm not a mindfulness person, particularly, although Frank is helping me. Yeah. It's just being aware, isn't it?
It's yes, that's what mindfulness is all about. Is the awareness. It's actually checking in with yourself so that you're aware of what's not only going on in your body but also in your mind as well. So there's a comment from Dominic. He's asked me what was the hardest part of the one meal a day. I think the hardest part is not necessarily how much you're going to eat. It's a mental thing. For me, the dieting is all a mental thing because you're constantly having to deal with these thoughts that are going on in your mind. Oh, I must go into the kitchen. Oh, I must have something sweet. Oh, I deserve to have it. All these voices are in your head. And I think that's the hardest thing. And after about a week or so, those voices dissipate and it becomes much easier. So that was the hardest thing for me is the temptations of eating.
Well, also, I'm assuming you've done that whilst you've been working from home.
Yeah, which is really, really difficult. It's when you're having to go out somewhere and your mind is focused on doing things, then it's a lot easier. But when you're stuck at home and you know for yourself that you've got all these sweets and cakes and biscuits in the kitchen.
Oh my God, you did it with it in the house. You didn't throw it all away.
No, this is a really strange thing happens, right? Because I go into my kitchen and there's this box with it and it's got Mr. Kipling's on it. And they're exceedingly nice cakes. And I do wonder how they get in there. I think it's something to do with me when I go out shopping. I go down the aisle and I buy the cakes and I put them in there and I know that they're in there and it's so tempting.
You are you're just horrible to yourself. I don't know how you did it. So we're going to move on to rehydration. So after the weekend, I don't know if everybody has a pattern of having a few toots and drinks and whatnot at the weekend. So what are anyone got any tips to talk about rehydration? Anyone got any comments on that? Frank, what are your thoughts?
So just as we've just talked about eating, we are what we eat. We are actually what we drink. A fun fact is that the brain is 73% water, and it only takes 2% dehydration for it to affect our attention and our memory and our cognitive functions. So we need to drink more water or drink more. So the recommendation is that we drink 6 to 8 glasses of fluid per day. This includes water, low-fat milk, sugar-free drinks, tea and coffee. And so I would recommend that we adopt a rehydration habit that we get enough drink in us before we start getting thirsty.
Yes, that is the point. If you start drinking, if you find yourself thirsty, that is the bad thing, isn't it? And I'd be honest now, those of you on the call who know me and who've been out for a drink with me know I do like a drink. And so I think the part of the problem is me and my friends used to call it first drink rage. You know, so you get out 5 o'clock after work, you're absolutely gasping, right? So, I mean, I don't have the same feeling on a Monday morning, I'll be honest. But, you know, I've started to play golf, which is quite something. It's something I like. It does really fit in with all of these things that we're saying. But I must say, so I'm only up to 9 holes at the moment. But
Right.
after, you know, on hole number 7, I'm starting to think about the rosé.
Yeah, but did you not take a jug or some water around with you?
Of course I do, but that is not what I'm talking about. I did think about taking a gin in a tin.
Right. Okay. Well, that's absolutely not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the freshness and the lovely taste of fresh, cold water.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what alcohol does to your brain, Alison, but the water is going to make you feel a lot better. As I said, it improves your memory, it improves your cognitive functions.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. And David, who I love and haven't worked with for a little while, but he's been a great influence in a big mental health project that we did. David was absolutely fantastic on that program. Frank, did you ever get to meet David?
I'm not sure we did meet. No,
okay.
I don't think so.
But anyway, David's put up here, we often confuse hunger with thirst. I think that's absolutely I think that's absolutely correct. And you say that you want to drink more, Dominic. Is that vino? Is that beer? Is that water?
Don't tempt him.
I think let's maybe put some comments in, if you wouldn't mind, comment below about, you know, what's your one thing you do to remind you to drink more water? What's your one thing, Frank?
So I've just got into the habit of drinking water, making sure that I am drinking enough water during the day, because I know the effects of not drinking water.
Yeah, but how do you remind yourself? What's your habit? What do you do?
I as I said, I do make sure that I've got a glass around full of water, like I have now, or I'm carrying something that when I'm going out.
Yeah. Okay.
So that it's there to hand, really.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like there's so many things to flip and think about. There really is. So, you know, what we wanted to talk about next. I say David's put something very, very clever on here. Water intake formula. Oh God. Weight in kgs times divided by 100 litres equals the litres of water. Oh, weigher. I think he means water there. I think he's been on the vodka already.
Thank you, David. That's really useful. Thank you.
Apologies, just going to the wrong slides here. Just apologies here. So what we wanted to... Sorry, Frank, you go.
No, I was going to say that the next thing we're going to go on is to connect with others. So we've talked about all the physical things that you can do to improve your well-being so far. But connecting with others is something that's again that is going to boost your well-being. So research has shown that the best indicator for an individual's success isn't intelligence, education, or where you've been born. It's how you build and maintain relationships.
Yeah.
So if what I'm suggesting here is that we try to connect with people, and it's a win-win situation. The other person benefits from it, and you benefit from it. And our bodies are actually designed to reward ourselves when we do something like this. So there's no downside to it. So connecting with people, reaching out to people. So research is.
Don't be too American there, Frank. Calm down. This whole reaching out business, I'm finding that a bit on the cheesy side of life.
No, what I mean is actually genuinely having conversations with people and listening to people and connecting with people. Maybe that's
Joe,
the way.
I think that's so true. And I've always said to my daughter Darcy, and I think it's the same for me, I have different connections with different people for different things.
Yeah.
Like you are perfect. I'm not trying to be daft here or a sucker or whatever the expression is, but like you are so good to be on these lives with, because like I said when we were practicing on Friday, you're my yin to my yang. Yes. I'm like blinking bubbles and I'm like the fizzy water, and you're like the still water.
Exactly. Yeah, and you'll find that within most relationships. Actually, you'll find that if you genuinely want to have a conversation with somebody, and you're deeply engaged with them, I think there's something psychologically that goes on between
you.
Yes, I really do believe that. Yeah.
Just before we carry on with that, I just wanted to pick out some different comments that people have said. So Varna says she has a big glass of water as soon as she wakes up. That's very good, because I know she likes to follow that with a bit of coffee as well. Always having it near me, especially when I'm working, and using a reusable bottle. That's really interesting as well. We were thinking about my daughter, 16. She goes to work in a restaurant at the moment, very excited, first job. She said, I must take my water bottle. When I was 16, I never thought about taking a water bottle anywhere. I mean, I must have had about that much water a week.
Yeah, no, it's a different generation, isn't it? They are. I think that this generation are more aware of things than previous generations. We focused on beer, alcohol. We've become very good at, but I think the next generation are a lot savvier about how to look after themselves.
Well, John Zalami's pushed the boat right out here. He's gone for orange squash. He's not very executive, John. You should be having surely orange juice with bits from Naked or something, but orange squash, my God, what? Not even Ribena. So David's done the maths here. He's 92 kgs times 2, so that's 1.84 litres of water a day. Jeepers.
Yeah, but the thing is, Alison, we are going to lose that amount throughout the day, so it doesn't need to be replenished. We just naturally lose that amount of water. I
know. Audrey. I've just seen that Audrey's on, and I wanted to put her comment up because you know what? Audrey is somebody who inspired me to do little videos. She is so charming and lovely to watch. I love Audrey. I just wanted to tell you, I just love your videos. And yeah, I always press like and share those. And so she's really good on LinkedIn. John Delamy is trying to get around it by saying it's Robinson's. Oh, well, it is Wimbledon week. So, I mean, what we said earlier is about maybe connecting with people. It might be that you are in a family situation, or it might not be. But we put this slide up because it is, although they're saying on the news today, thank goodness that things will be opening up properly. So you might well be in a family situation, and you can connect with people like that. But that's not necessarily true, is it, Frank?
No, families can be a difficult situation to find yourself in, but this is reaching out to people beyond your family as well. So one of the things I did once was it came around at Christmas time. I had a list of 25 people that I hadn't spoken to during the year, and I sent them all a card. And the reaction that I got back was amazing, to be honest. It was absolutely amazing. So doing little things like that really does matter.
Yeah. Frank, I'm just going to remove you for a second and then put you back. Let's see, because you went a little bit. There we go. You just went a bit frozen there, Frank, but you're back now. So that's good.
It's because I hadn't drunk water, I think.
Yeah. So you said sent 25 cards out, and the reaction was amazing.
Yeah, one of them was somebody that came back to me and said that it kind of changed their life because they hadn't thought of doing the same thing themselves, and they promised me that they were going to do the same thing next year. And so you never know what impact you're going to have on people. So I just relax, chill out, and just reach out for people, and do your best to connect with people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I think the lovely comment here from Emily Vella. I mean, her nan, I always like calling people a nan. I never had a nan. My mum thought it wasn't the right thing to say. It's grandmother, but Emily's nan, let's put the comment up. She's 82 and looks 52. I'm 52, wow. So does she look like me? And she swears by drinking lots of water.
Absolutely. So water goes throughout your whole body. Right down to the tissues. So yeah, it's really good for us. Robinson's is good, but it's got a bit too much sugar for me. But anyway.
Well, listen, we have made it through, Frank. We have done our Motivating Monday mindfulness. I'm feeling quite G'd up. I must say I felt a little bit anxious about 35 minutes ago, but there's just a little slide there. So any questions from anyone, please do pop some questions up on the thingy if you've got any questions. If not, it was just so fabulous to see you. So Frank, if you've got any closing comments, do you want to just go fire off with those?
Yeah, so what we've been talking about is one of the things that we've talked about previously, Alison, is SHED, which is sleep,
yes,
hydration,
yes,
exercise, and diet, and I class them as the foundations for good well-being.
Yeah.
So if you could be mindful of that, thank you. People are putting up SHED. I've got SHED supporters now.
I think we better write down what it was. What was it? Sleep,
hydration,
yeah,
exercise, and diet.
Yeah, okay. Have I spelled exercise? Oh, EXCERCISE. I'm not a very good speller, and now I'm going to put it on and hope that I've got that right. So thank you so much. We've got a lovely comment here from Dominic. Thanks. I'm glad you liked it. I really appreciate your time today, joining us. And Ralph says he's very revved up and now ready to take the car for an MOT. Oh, good. Well, let's hope they don't find something awful wrong with it. That's just so annoying. We've got uplifted, very upliftio. Upliftio. That's very Italiano. Uplifting. Oh, I think that was a bit of a typo. Brilliant. Well done, you two. Thanks so much. Well, listen, brilliant. And so, Frank, thanks so much for your time today. Any final comments?
No, I just hope everybody has a wonderful day and a wonderful week.
Yeah, absolutely. And we put this lovely lady here. She's given an electronic kiss through the screen. But yeah, just listen. Thanks everyone, and if anyone on the call would love to come and join me on a live, I look quite relaxed-ish now. Tell you, half an hour ago I was not, but I'm really glad we're on the other side of it, and we'll definitely do it again sometime, won't we, Frank?
Certainly. Cheers, everyone. Have a good week.
Cheers.